is up, everybody? Big Boz here, and last weekend I went and saw the critically acclaimed 10 Cloverfield Lane. And what did I think of it? In a word, it was shocking. It was shockingly good, it was shockingly well acted, and it was shockingly terrifying. Every aspect about the film worked in some way or another. That's not to say every single aspect of the film was perfect, but there wasn't by any means anything bad in the film. I was genuinely shocked, as I said before, about how good this movie was. Now, before I get too in-depth about it, I would say spoilers, but I'm really going to try to not spoil anything about this movie just because of how important it is that you experience the plot for yourself going into this. I mean, if you miss even one little thing, or if you have one little thing tainted for you, it can completely alter the experience. So I'm going to try and avoid talking about the major plot elements altogether. Instead, I'm just going to gush about everything this movie got right. First of all, the acting is some of the best I've seen this year so far. Mary Elizabeth Winstead ranks right up there with Ripley in Alien as far as an awesome female movie hero. And Judd Goodman, to put it simply, needs a frickin' Oscar nomination for this movie. The closest thing I can compare it to would be Kathy Bates in Misery. It has that same level of just twists and turns and making you uncertain of what's going to happen next. You can never guess what the character's going to do, and it's completely and utterly terrifying. The tone shifts Goodman manages to pull off are... I have no words. It was an astounding performance that I hope gets the astounding attention it deserves. And of course, with the acting goes hand in hand the directing, and it was a very well-directed movie. The shots were done in a way that added a very tense atmosphere to the film. They really knew how to frame in terms of dialogue. There was never a shot that felt out of place or made you think, why on earth would they do that shot? It wasn't an artsy shot film, it was just well shot. And, with the directing comes in the writing, and the writing, other than the performances, the writing is the best part about this movie. The pacing is perfect. You never really feel like you're getting film never feels like it's getting too far ahead of itself, and never really drags its feet either. Everything moves along at the exact pace the viewer would like it to. And the way they breadcrumb the plot to you is done very well. It's creative, and it leaves the audience on their seat the entire time. Speaking of being on your seat, that was my state for the entire movie. In that sense, The Gift, have I been this tense and had my heart pounding so hard when I watched a movie. I mean, seeing it with friends even exemplified that feeling. It was spectacular. And ironically enough, for a movie that was shot on just $15 million, the special effects were great. Granted, there didn't need to be a lot of them, but there were some great special effects when that movie needed to have them. It really was an experience of a movie, and I like the fact that they went from... I know it's only technically a spiritual successor / prequel / no one really knows what this movie is, but they really did a good job of taking Cloverfield, which was really showing everything on a mass scale, and taking 10 Cloverfield Lane, which was on a much smaller scale. It managed to be tighter, and in my opinion, even more frightening. I don't have any major issues with the film. Anything I could say about it would purely be nitpicking, and I don't like to nitpick with movies this good. I'm not going to sit here and try to find a reason for someone to dislike this movie. If you don't like it, I really can't explain why. 10 Cloverfield Lane gets a 9 out of 10, and it absolutely deserves it. If you have any interest in this film, or if you just like to be frightened, go out and see it. Honestly, I think it could end up being one of the best films of the year.